Hello there everyone, welcome to this video on the ETTemplar Starfield level quest. I think this is the fourth one, and we get to level 100. Yay! So we're 1/3 of the way, and yeah, at the very moment, I'm narrating this quite literally in a dark room, talking to myself like a fucking schizophrenic. Hopefully I can find some way to do 20 minutes of narration. So of course, if you see on screen, this lawgiver, the site on is just ass with the capital A. But one of the things I want to talk about is, you guys know about that hurricane, right? Hurricane Helene. And there's some conspiracy theories to it, but we can't talk about that fun stuff here on YouTube because YouTube, you know, doesn't want any fun fucking topics that's within the realm of the Politburo or the Ministry of Truth, so we can't get into that. But one thing we can rant and rave about is Kamala Harris. So get this. So the areas of, I think it's South Carolina, Tennessee, North Carolina, wherever this tornado hit, it fucked up, right? There's parts in Alabama or Georgia. It's very terrible. Most of these people, their power is out and they haven't got it back. So somehow these people are supposed to not only find electricity, but are supposed to somehow find internet capabilities to sign up to get. Are you ready? This is the extent of the government, how much the government cares about the American people. $750, 3-night stay, or a month supply of groceries. This is what the American people get. This comes on the heels that our federal fucking government just gave billions of dollars to Ukraine and Israel. And the one thing that's doubly ironic about all this is the Federal Reserve prints money, like massively, daily, to help fund the scam that is the stock market. Okay, but yet they can't print massive amounts of money for the American people so they can like repair bridges, roads, rebuild their homes, and rebuild towns. So that's where I had to turn off the news about this shit, because once I heard that's all they're getting is $750. It's like those poor bastards in Lahaina, right? Their houses burnt down, they lost everything, and the government offers them a whopping $700. So the people on the mainland just get $50 more. Wow, what a deal. So it's befuddling to me how our government continues to put American citizens last. And this just reminds me how much I fucking hate politicians, just in a general sense. And I have a joke here, and I'm going to share a joke with you that's probably going to get me on a watch list. It's probably not good for YouTube's community guidelines, but I think we're 3 minutes in, so they don't give a shit. But here we go. I like my politicians like I like my holiday seasons.
And they have openly said they're going to target Elon Musk.
I like my politicians like I like my holiday decorations. Seasonal, hanging from lampposts, and stuck on walls. And with that, I just put myself on a watch list. Who am I kidding? Probably already on one. Yeah, anyways, and it's just amazing, the fecklessness of our government. And of course, if you know this longshoreman bullshit, where there's these longshoreman union strikes going on, and if you ask me, that's an act of economic terrorism, because they're not going to go to work, and if they strike for 3 months, grocery store shelves will go barren, oil supplies will dry up, and it'll cost a lot of people a lot of pain and heartache. And these strikes are bullshit because they were already offered 50% more on their paycheck. So they would be getting their original paycheck amount, what is now, plus 50%. That's a considerable amount. But they rejected this because I guess the top union bosses, the top, need more fucking money. Because the guy who's running this strike has a $2.9 million mansion, a 7,000 square feet mansion. He owns a Bentley and a 5-car garage. So this is a guy, again, who cares for his guys, his blue collar workers. And of course, there's rumors that this guy has ties with the mob, which should tell you most unions, believe it or not, it's linked to the mob. Money laundering guaranteed. So this guy is probably going to be investigated by the FBI. Here's a prediction for you. He's going to be infected. We can hope so. He's going to be investigated by the FBI, IRS, Treasury, or somewhere, because no one gets, or maybe he does. I don't know, but it's crap. And he gets paid $800,000 to be the union boss on top. Or no, it's $700,000 as union boss, and he gets paid an additional $100,000 by his local union chapter. So this guy's making $800,000 a year, and he's just a union boss. So that tells me there's obviously some form of corruption, money laundering going on with this guy. Because there's doctors that don't even make that much, I'm pretty sure. There's presidents who don't make that much. So quite clearly this guy, and he said something like, oh, I'm going to destroy you. And quite frankly, I think the government has some kind of act where they can still strike, but they have to work. And I think if this union strike goes on, this longshoreman strike goes on long enough, the government will intervene. And not only that, the government can intervene. You see, in America's past, I think it was under Teddy Roosevelt, a whole bunch of coal miners decided to strike. And I think Teddy Roosevelt, or one of the Roosevelts, sent the National Guard and told them, you're going to work. So yeah, that can happen too. Or he could nationalize the ports. The government could nationalize the ports and have like a department of longshoremen, probably. So they're really risking their jobs. They've already denied or rejected a contract deal that would get them 50% more in their check. So it's just the current state of the United States, a clusterfuck at the moment. Oh, wow, who knew you get political rant in a Starfield video? Who am I kidding? There's only gonna be like 2 or 3 people who see this shit anyway, especially 7 minutes in. I could probably literally jump into like unhinged political shit here and no one would give a shit. But anyways, YouTube. So the funny thing that's happened with the series is there was 2 videos that really took off. Oh shoot, right, level 85. 2 videos took off, 150 views, 180, which is like fuck all compared to other stuff. And then it just dropped off. We got 5 views, so I don't know what happened there. And the recent news with YouTube is that I had another channel that I tried to repeal the strike, and they denied it within 45 minutes, which was like record timing. Usually it takes 2 days, but in their reasoning, they said they want to protect the YouTube community. And what got this channel removed was a community tab post about thick thighs to save lives. It was an animated GIF. So that was a threat to the YouTube community. But you've seen on YouTube, right? There's naked yoga. There's Jake and Logan Paul, which had gambling for kids. There's been so many other people who's done far much more worse on this platform who still have channels. So on this topic of YouTube, I think I'm at the point where I literally don't give a fuck anymore. And I expect that this channel probably will be banned at some point, or someone will false flag it because of my politics and my ideology. So at this point, I think I'm on borrowed time with YouTube in just a general sense. And there's a Discord and Telegram link if anyone gives a shit. But I think I think I'm just gonna look at this as we're on borrowed time with YouTube anyway, so fuck it. But yeah, it's absurd. When I read the email, it says, "Oh, we're gonna protect our community." I'm thinking, protect your community from a bad joke. Six eyes save lives. Has an animated GIF. All right, but that's the kind of hypocrisy we're working with on this fucking platform. By the way, it's just ass with a capital A. Other than that, things. To get Starfield topic. 10 minutes in, Shattered Space came out, and you go to Varun Kai, or first you go to a space station, and it has a grav drive on it, and you go to Varun Kai. So positives about the DLC. It's very beautiful. Varun Kai is one of the coolest worlds. It gives off like Star Wars Sith vibes. The Varun are very kind of Star Wars Sithy, and that's pretty cool to see a culture to House Varun. And there's even other houses in House Varun, which is pretty cool. So you see the interworkings of like the Varun religion, their home world, and I'm not going to spoil anything with the quest line, but it's pretty cool. You get the choice to either stop or start a new Serpent's Crusade, because if you don't know, in the story, the Varun, after a while, they have a crusade against the settled systems, the Freestar Collective and the United Colonies. So you get an opportunity to choose or stop a second Serpent's Crusade. So I thought that was pretty neat. I think there's 3 or 4 new weapons. There's like 2 melee weapons, a like Varun plasma grenade launcher, and like a reskinned like particle gun and pistol, or laser gun, laser pistol. So as far as for $30, I don't think it's worth it, to be frank, for what they added. They didn't really add any new ground vehicles. I was hoping they would add new ground vehicles, because you just have the one Rev 8 like little buggy thing, and quite frankly I was hoping they would add more ship parts. But for $30, even if you're a fan of Starfield, I think it's a bit of a ripoff. I'd say wait on it and hold your money. It was overhyped, I think, and in my mind I expected too much of it. And yeah, you get about 8 to 9 hours of additional content. You get to see Varun Kai and get introduced to a new companion. But I'm just kind of, for what we got, it's kind of a ripoff. I would see like $10 to $20 maybe for Shattered Space DLC. But I don't know. I guess I'm glad I supported Bethesda. But other than that, man, it's really not too impressed. And that's me coming from a like Starfield fanboy. I've got over 1,000 hours into this game. So I mean, if there's someone's going to debate me on that and say, "Oh, you just don't, you haven't played this game enough." Oh, I've played Starfield quite a bit. I put too much time into this shit. But yeah, Starfield's still a good game. But again, with Shattered Space, kind of a letdown. I was expecting way more. And if other DLCs are going to be on this level of Shattered Space, I think it would be pretty fucking disappointed. Of course, I did a standalone video about the special tactics, exploration, and recon teams for the Freestar Collectives. So it was this idea where they created this new military branch that's supposed to be equivalent to United Colonies Vanguard. Yeah, and I even put forward this other quest line idea for that. But I don't expect it to go anywhere, because Bethesda, I don't know, they probably have in-house people for story writing and stuff, and I don't expect that to go anywhere. It was just an idea putting out there. Because in my humble opinion, the Freestar Collective, I don't know, it just seems that they're lacking. I don't know, it just seems like the United Colonies quest line and faction seems like it's better design. Like they put more time in the UC versus the Restart Collective. The Restart Collective is a very cool faction that needs to be like detailed out more. Maybe that's just my biasness because I like the Restart Collective. But it really seems like the Restart Collective faction got the short end of the stick as far as like faction stuff and faction armies and things. I don't know. Maybe I don't know. Again, Starfield, you know, put 1,000 hours into it. But there definitely could be improvements. And I guess that's why they have mods and stuff. But, of course, it's always with this, you know, level quest playlist. I just wanted a vanilla game with no mods and to make it as official as possible. So I think we're at level 89 this clip. Which I probably could cut this one down a bit, but shoot. But other than that, you know, my optimism for YouTube is it's just about out. And to be honest, you know, not to be like DBDR. So there's this other YouTuber, DBDR, who was like depressed all the time. And every video he did sounded like he was on the verge of suicide because he's so depressed and down all the time. That's not my case. It may seem like it sometimes, but yeah, anyways, that guy is now supposedly homeless and he deleted his entire YouTube like content and channel. So wherever that guy is, I hope he's okay because that fucking sucks. And if he is really homeless, that's doubly shitty, man. I can't crap on a guy for that. And apparently there's, he got face doxxed. A lot of people gave him shit. And that's really the shitty thing about YouTube. That really turns my stomach is a guy like that who's already struggling. And people are already shitting on him. You know, he's already at a low situation. And Kino Casino would often react to his videos and content. And they would laugh at how depressed this guy is. It's like, that's fucked up. That's like kicking someone when they're down. And of course, you know, this guy got face doxxed. People made fun of him for it. And he just decided, you know what? Fuck, it's not worth it. And that's understandably so. Because I don't think... I don't know his monetization like status with his YouTube or his Patreon, or if he's like set up some kind of financial way to make money off it. He could have, but I don't think he did. And I think that's why he left. He wasn't getting the money, the amount he needed, and he was getting shit on all the time by, you know, Kino Casino, just randos on the internet. And I know a lot of people are gonna be like, oh, that guy's a pussy, you know. But yeah, if someone's being brigaded on that level, and YouTube is already a challenge as is, if you're a real, like, straightforward person, it's difficult. Because YouTube wants to push the corporate family face fuckboys. And if you're any, like, real person, it's exponentially like tougher. But maybe that's just like my experience with YouTube. It's been absolute shit so far. Like I said, the other channel I mentioned earlier, I worked on that shit for 13 years before it got like moved. So think about building something for 13 years and YouTube just clears it all. Like I even had old like vacation like videos that are archived there, and I can't get those back. Like, they have to protect the community of YouTube. So, if I'm gonna be honest, I think my time with YouTube is coming to an end. I'm not really getting out what I need out of YouTubing. Yeah, it's nice to have a social group and a community, but it's just tough. And what's doubly tough is just to see these other low quality content channels just absolutely kill it and get a community, and you know, and I expect to, and have been expecting, as I said earlier, that this channel is being fucked with in the metrics, because occasionally they'll take away watch hours. Now, someone said that's because the watch hours have a shelf life, supposedly, or a amount of time, then they get removed, which that's fucking bullshit. So I don't know what's wrong with this channel. I've thought about clearing it and starting over again, but then again, you know, I've already expended this much time in this failure, so might as well write this channel out as a failure. That's just in my humble opinion, and when I say failure, I mean in context to general YouTube metrics and YouTube channels. So what a riveting, like, shitty video this has been for 20 minutes. I apologize, but yeah, it's just, with YouTube, it's pretty tragic. And to see, you know, DSP, a guy who disrespects and shits on his supporters and fans, make like $100 to $200 per stream. Well, he's not really anymore. I think he's making like hundreds, or
because it's like what they're accusing him of.
Yeah. Anyways,
is that a bunch of Muslims in New York?
It's not just him. There's other content creators
from the Turkish government.
It's
on their behalf.
It's tough in the sense that you get disheartened pretty quick as a content creator. So here we're using this railgun sniper, and I think we entered the Unity at some point, and I didn't record it. So if you see a different ship, different set of weapons, that's why. I went ahead and went into the Unity and did New Game Plus so we can get set up for the Shattered Space DLC. And yeah, I'm pretty much let down with everything. YouTube, Shattered Space, my general life, you know, I'm 33 at this shit, and it's not popping off as I need it to. But that's just me. Shit genetics, bad luck, and YouTube fucking with the algorithm and metrics on this channel. So with that, I'll stop talking here, taking up most of your time, but this is just me getting shit off my chest. So if anyone's ever watched this far into the video, thank you. You are awesome. You mean a lot. And there's links in the description down below if you want to support this channel that way. If not, that's cool too. Take it easy. Have a good one. God bless. And closing, pray for the people who are suffering from the after effects of the hurricane. And vote if you can. And fuck the government, because they don't care either.